my name is Melissa and welcome to Mishmash Soup. Today in studio we have aka the classy queer Franklin. Once again, say hello, Franklin.
Hey guys, and hello there, Mom. So glad to be back.
It's Melissa. Anyway, so let's get into it right now on Mishmash Soup. We'll take it away. How you doing, Franklin?
I'm doing good. I just got out of donating plasma.
Oh, are you? So, you had the COVID antibodies too.
Well, I did have the COVID antibodies for a while.
Very long time.
I want to say 6 months, maybe 7 months, but my antibodies have gone down. So right now, I'm just getting the normal rate. I'm no longer getting the
premium rate.
The premium donation fee.
Hashtag make that money.
So my arm's a little sore right now. I'm like, ugh. Having to like drag my arm everywhere.
You kind of like that Quasimodo, like, oh, I'm going to drag my arm.
Not quite Quasimodo, but definitely noodle arm.
Oh, yes. So, anything else you've been doing good this week? Everything, nothing new?
Well, actually, so, just to have all your listeners out there, I am in the process of buying my first home.
Yay! The American dream, right? Being in debt up to your eyeballs.
Although I now going through the whole process, I do understand like why we have such a shitty like housing market, because this is it's such a long process. Like, oh my gosh,
I know, right?
I'm going on like almost 2 months now, going to actually get and close on the house that I want. So, we made some progress.
Super annoying,
right? I made some progress. What did I do? Oh, I purchased...
I lost my mind for the film.
Apparently this has made me lose my mind. But I paid for the surveyors to come out and survey the land, kind of see where my where the borders are of my plot.
It's like, hey, I don't want any trespassing.
Yes, and then, well, not just that, but also the appraiser was ordered, so we are waiting for the appraiser to come and do his business. But essentially, we're just waiting for that.
Oh my goodness.
And once those are done, it's keys in hand. Here you go, Franklin. Enjoy your new home.
Yes, welcome to the American dream where you are enslaved to the mortgage company.
Oh God, and that's a whole nother thing. Like, I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna have a mortgage to pay, and now for sure I can't lose my job.
You can't. Well, yeah, goals,
Because before it was like, okay, well, thankfully I have a partner, and I never really had to. Well, he's a homeowner,
yes,
and so I never had to worry about mortgage or rent because that was his place. It was his responsibility. So it was like, oh, if I get fired, I can just go find I can find something else to do. But not anymore. No. I got my own responsibilities.
Yes, exactly. So that's, congratulations. So that's, for your age, 28, that's pretty damn good.
I'd say, you know what? If anything, it's the age I feel most adults should be getting a home. They get to live out their college days, they get to have fun with their friends, and then 28's kind of around that age where you really should be settling down and have a career set and
really, and stop ordering takeout, Uber eating everything.
Well, actually,
we have to actually cook.
Call me out, scout me. Scout me over here. But yes, I was a big takeout person, so
yes.
that definitely needs to like
my son's definition of cooking is popping a burrito into the microwave.
What's the matter
and just praying that he doesn't burn it, because he actually has burned stuff in the microwave.
Remember that one time I burnt ramen noodle soups?
Oh my God. It was all like, just like annihilated.
I literally put ramen noodle soups into a bowl, didn't even put water in it, and I just nuked it into the microwave. It came out a freaking black brick.
Twinsies!
A briquette. Well, I could use it for some charcoal or something.
I was like, oh my God. That's almost as bad as my husband, who actually called me at work once. When he sent me a photo first of I had made for the holidays tamales. Hey, we're Hispanic, so we make tamales.
Oh, and tamales are super. That's a whole event in and of itself. Especially around the holidays. You need to have a big family to make some tamales, because mom's not going to want to do all the work. She's like, hey, everyone get in line and start doing your little assembly.
It's like you spread, you wrap, you and you tie. But no, he called me at work and he's like, well, he sent me a photo. Get a photo of this blob that's exploded in the microwave. And I'm like, what the hell? And then he said, did I do something wrong? I tried to microwave this tamale, a raw tamale.
Oh.
Because, we make like 9 dozen and then
Wait, he made a raw tamale?
He took it from the freezer and he stuck it in the microwave. It was raw. It hadn't been steamed and then put away. Yeah. And he just thought he could microwave it. This ain't no mi casita burrito house.
This ain't a dumpling.
I was like, no, honey, no. The ones that are in the fridge are already cooked. You could just warm them up. Those are raw. They need to be steamed for an hour and a half. So yeah, needless to say.
And you know what? I really shouldn't be complaining because we grew up in a household where we had a figure there to like cook, to do home cooking, and so we were exposed to that.
Yeah.
There really isn't any excuse as to why. There really isn't an excuse for me to be buying takeout as much as I do.
No.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, no, but anyway, the walking down sad memory lane. No, aside from that, we were also. I was just thinking this week. I told my husband. I said, "Oh my gosh, I've hit an all-time low. I've actually on season 3. I've been binging on HBO Max, The Pottery Takedown." I'm like,
what is that?
It's how they have Master Chef, Top Chef. They have the British
pottery making.
It's.
You're right. That is that's an all-time low. Okay. I don't know what tops that.
This is from the same, I think, company that makes the Great British Bake Off, which I love. I love. What's his name? Paul Hollywood. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you,
is he in this one?
No, it's some dude named Keith Brymer Jones. Apparently, he's like a big time guy in the pottery world, and I went online, but you can't order his stuff from in the States because it's all UK.
Yeah. But
he has some nice stuff. But I was like, oh, this looks interesting, and I'm watching it, and then my husband comes in and he's like, what are you watching? I go, I'm watching people create pottery.
I'm sorry.
And he goes, what? And I'm like, but the thing is, I was like, what has my world become? I'm watching season 3. I'm on bated breath wondering who's going to be the next. Oh, and you know what? You know how Master Chef and Top Chef, the prize is like $1 million or something.
Or you get your own TV show, or like you become.
And I was like, okay, it's like a cheap. It's like these people are getting gypped on like the bake show because all they want is
they're getting a monthly pass to Planet Fitness as the reward.
On the Great British Bake Off, which I love, the flippin' prize is a damn glass cake stand.
What?
A cake stand. There's no money involved.
No.
And so the prize
to be cutting your fingers and blistering yourself and burning your.
I'm like, they're vying for a damn TJ Maxx cake stand that's inscribed with the winner. So on season 1,
I need my coin.
I was like,
give me my coin. Cash talks.
Okay, wait until you see what the trophy is on this one. There's again no money involved. These British people. I mean, hey.
So what is the prize? Did I miss it?
It's a gaudy turquoise, bright blue ceramic vase.
What?
And it is gaudy.
Girl, I can go into Amazon right now and buy that.
You wouldn't want to. It's like something you would see at your grandma's house. Oh no! Sitting on a doily.
Don't do grandma like that. She would not buy it.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, my mom had a little bit more class.
She had a little bit more taste.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wouldn't. No.
But no, that's yeah. But then again, we have a lot of shows that are, or we have producers that are churning out shows about anything. Oh, so gosh, they'll make a reality contest show out of anything.
But can you imagine, the tension when they're saying, "Ooh, today's
you get pulled in.
and it's like, oh, you have to make a tea set.
And you are a sucker for that. You're like,
I'm like, oh my gosh.
What's the next episode going to be?
Who's going to win?
Who's going to bitch slap who?
Who's going to be the top potter this week?
Who's going to get their finger chopped off into the pottery?
Ooh, look at him. He has to center that clay. I'm like, oh my God. But I'm there.
Speaking of contest shows, though.
Yeah, what?
Manny and we watch RuPaul's Drag Race. So that's a contest show for... So that is a contest show to watch.
And it's
there's
really money
good.
Involved, right?
There's and that this is an actual prize. You get a year's supplies worth of Anastasia Beverly Hills cosmetic makeup. You get usually you get your own TV series or your own World of Wonder production series. Also, you get $100,000.
Well, at least you get something besides a fucking vase.
And you also get notoriety. You get infamy. Well, depending on how you
get
do
a few,
the show.
probably 100,000 followers on your Instagram or on any of your social
But
platforms.
that is a good contest show to watch. I highly recommend RuPaul's Drag Race.
I'm telling you, I'm just like sitting there like, what have I become? Don't you have any weird like secret binges or things
I do actually.
Oh gosh.
I think mine's even worse than your pottery one. I'm over here making fun of you like, oh my God, you and your pottery stuff.
Okay, what?
So it's not really a TV show. They're more so videos, like a type of video I like to watch on YouTube.
Oh God, what?
And it's late at night after I'm getting ready to settle in. I'll watch.
It's not X-rated, is it?
ASMR. The whispering videos. Hold on, wait. I want to do that. It's those, but yeah,
it makes your like back of your like. Ooh, you know?
Some people get a tingle out of it. Some people, I used to get a really
synesthesia.
Is it synesthesia? I think is that what you said?
Synesthesia.
I think maybe that plays a part into it. But I do know that like when I was younger, and actually my first experience with ASMR was when I was little, and you would kind of rub our head. And you would coo to us or sing to us or rock us.
I would sing you James Taylor.
Yes. And so it was basically just external stimulation that kind of lulls you into like a place of comfort.
A false sense of security.
Yes. And so, but yeah, some people experience like this tingling sensation. I did for a while, like in middle school, high school. But the thing is, there was never a name for it. I just knew I liked watching people like go over their jewelry collection or their makeup collection. And
you said ripping paper too, right?
Well, and I would experience ASMR. And for those of you who don't know, that's autonomous sensory meridian response. It's not like a real science. It's kind of because there really hasn't been research on it. But so you were my first experience with it when you would do that stuff to us as a kid. But then as I grew older, I would be in class and there would be students who would be rummaging through their backpack, kind of like shuffling paper around, and I would find
Today's ASMR episode is brought to you by The Classy Queer. Follow him on Instagram.
But yes, and do that too. But yeah, it would be like classmates shuffling paper, going through their bags. It would even be like maybe a certain teacher who had a certain way of speaking that would just really put me in a trance. And I didn't know this was ASMR. I just knew entering the Twilight Zone. I just knew it felt good and that it was just relaxing. And then later on, once these videos on YouTube started to kick up, then the name was the term was then called
goddamn
ASMR.
Social influencers and their trendy words, right?
Well,
well, actually, it is a scientific word.
Well, it's not that it's... I don't like to say it's scientific only because there really hasn't been much research on it, but
the word exists.
But the word exists, and there is data.
It is a term.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm into, is the ASMR videos.
Oh, you know what? It's better than one of my friends in Hawaii who she likes to watch Dr. Pimple Popper.
That's ASMR too. That's a form of ASMR.
Ew, what?
Yes. People,
no,
it's visual.
Sound?
It's but it's visual stimulation. Yeah. I love pimple popping too. And actually, I have a pimple right here.
Ew! No,
Come on, pop it.
Please stop. I'm going to gag. No, I'm like, why do you want? I mean, okay, granted, you know, it's when it's on yourself. I mean, it's one thing. It's like, oh, that blackhead. Mm-hmm. But when you're watching somebody else's internal juices just spewing all over the place. Ew, that's just nasty.
And you gave birth to us.
Excuse me, you were born cesarean.
Oh, that's right.
And your brother.
So we were technically a pimple that was being popped out of your stomach.
Oh my gosh. Franklin, will you just please stop? You were actually a miracle child.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
But going back into the pimple popping, I can see how it's interesting because it's watching something that shouldn't be there being taken care of. Oh, but on the topic of pimples, you should never pop your pimples on your face.
It causes craters.
It can cause acne scars. It can actually pop the pustule underneath the skin, causing more infection and irritation. So yeah, you should never pop your pimples.
The sebaceous gland.
You should always, if you are going to pop them, it should always be done by a dermatologist for sure.
Okay.
Or with chemical exfoliation.
Yes, and if you ever want to have more tips and tricks like that, you can always visit Franklin at Instagram's The Classy Queer.
my mom's my talking infomercial.
Yes. You know, it's better than that. What's that? The sandwich guy that had his little stupid sandwich thing that you would put 2 pieces of bread. Oh, you can make an apple pie between 2 pieces of bread. It's just a fucking piece of bread with apple filling.
Wait, what is it? Was this an actual commercial?
Yeah, those infomercials that are starting.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna have to beep that out. No, anyway. Well, you know what? We were gonna get on here and talk about
what were we gonna talk
something that
about?
was really annoying me, and
aside from my burp.
We all scroll. I've been, I kind of scroll through my social media platforms, and I'm looking, and and then you look at stuff that's out there. You look at your little groups and stuff, and
pornography.
Grocery groups. I'm a big grocery group and a virtual garage selling group, member, and I watch some of these young people. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking to myself, I guess I'm just old, but in an age when we have autocorrect and, spell check, I mean, how do you misspell
There's
something?
No excuse.
I'm like, my brain goes tilt when I see, I don't even, it's like a thing I have. It's like, oh my God.
It just grinds your gears, huh?
It really, yeah. As Peter Griffith would say, you know what really grinds my gears? Yeah. Or even do not know how to use the correct text, like there, and there.
Oh yeah, you're theirs, people. Come on.
It's like
we're out of grade school.
And I was reading somewhere, actually on, I think it was on.
Supposedly instead of supposedly.
Yes. And I was reading actually earlier this week on a study that showed, it was from a professor in I want to say University of Arizona, who was saying that now I'm sorry, you are.
I'm a millennial.
You're a millennial.
I'm not a Gen Z.
No. Yeah, it's. I think it's the Gen Zers
actually. It's actually the Gen Zs do like to what's the word I'm looking for?
Use acros.
They acronym everything, or how do you even say that? Am I saying the right word?
They acro everything. It's like they LOL, they ROTFL, and they OMG. But they were saying that he's seen a trend where, we literally now spelling in grade school is not a thing that they're really focusing on anymore as a fundamental core subject.
I will say this, actually, there was some research I was looking at too that was like, language is always evolving. So the language that you see being used nowadays by the younger generation, it's literally the language that we're headed towards. It's gonna be like just normal everyday conversation.
Artificial language.
Well, you could call it that, but it's like now we actually have Webster's, like the Webster Dictionary or Merriam's. What is that?
Merriam's
Dictionary. Yeah, there are words in there that you would never think. Oh my god, that's in there. Like they actually made a definition for that.
Oh, when they've updated they've added.
I'm sure that I'm literally like grasping for like words for these words.
Well, I know. Gosh, I know Google has been added to the dictionary.
Yeah,
Google has been one that's been added. And it's become like, let's Google that. Hey, I'm Googleable, or another term. Well, even LOL.
Yeah,
stuff
like that.
Stuff like that. But I mean, the thing is, people. I mean,
well, we're not knocking LOL and stuff. We're knocking people who literally
purposely misspell.
And even if it's not purposely, they don't take the time. Like you say, now that we have spell check, and now that we have,
it's like really, dude,
literally fail safes in place to where.
So that you won't look like a fool,
Actually, there's this.
I've always taught my children that, grammar is important because it's not that you're trying to put on airs, but it can.
There's clear communication there.
Exactly, and
there's no room for, I misunderstood you. You should have said this. No, well, you're specific.
Yeah,
you're being specific. You're being very clear. There's no confusion anywhere. So it's just about being clear to people. And yeah, you're right. A lot of information gets missed when you have misspelling, incorrect grammar, punctuation, things like that.
So many times I see the word like, hey, they were going to get their THERE coats. And I'm like, that's THEIR, or... they're not gonna go because.
I was going through Facebook to get an example.
They're not gonna go out tonight. THEIR. I'm like THEY. Apostrophe. They are with RE.
And I see this happening a lot. So I'm with you on that. I see it happening a lot, and I have it. It's like this little sensation, well, not even little, it's like this sensation in me where I want to just like step in and correct them.
But then, it takes every ounce of me to just not. Because
then because in the moment you kind of reflect and you're like, do I really want to waste time taking like 5 minutes to show them why they're wrong? And
I saw somebody that spelled lady LADDIE. I was like,
she was a laddie.
She's a laddie from Ireland. I'm like, and that's a lad is a male. Laddie. You're like, dude.
So not only did they got their spelling wrong, but they got the gender wrong.
I'm like, is there something that we should know about? Oh my god. I was like, oh my god. And the thing is, it's cringy to me. I guess that's something that's cringy to me, and it kind of makes me almost feel embarrassed for them, even though I know they can give a flying fuck. But I mean, it's
yeah, it kind of it basically it makes them, it gives the impression of laziness.
Yeah,
and I think that's what irks me, because I know I'm not a lazy person, and you're not a lazy person.
I mean, honestly, you could right now talk to your phone and say, spell lady, and it tells you. I have an
spell laddie.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, there's no excuse for you to enter that incorrectly. Or coats. I saw someone that wrote, when it snowed, we're going to get our coats on COTES. I'm like,
oh my gosh.
I'm like, what?
That's.
Oh my goodness.
And then also, but then you kind of have to have a little bit of empathy too, because it's like, some of these people
wasn't really pushed in that household.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, because sometimes it really is like the household they grew up in, or maybe even like the opportunities in education that they had or didn't have. So I mean, it kind of crosses into that territory too. Like maybe they just weren't ever exposed to a good learning environment.
And the thing is, because I would like to be correct it, kind of like, hey, and privately, hey, this is incorrect, it's actually this, and it's like, I would have appreciated.
Oh yeah,
because it's like, oh, thanks a lot, but I mean, some people you just like, oh, what, you think you're better than me? It's like, no,
in fact, actually,
help you.
In fact, I probably made, like, just speaking now in this podcast, I probably have made errors, the way I speak or what I've said. But that's why I always welcome, like, correct me if I'm wrong, because, but then again, we're the kind of people who can take constructive criticism.
Yeah, it's not offensive. I mean, gosh, there's taking it to the extreme, but it's just like, the thing is, I guess what I'm trying to say is, it's easy to.
What we're trying to say is we're grammar police.
Well, no, it's easy not to. I think I have a sound bite of that somewhere on here. So yeah,
please have Steven add in a sound bite, a siren.
Yeah, we even have a 911 clip too. It's like, excuse me, 911.
What's the emergency? I would like to report an incorrect spelling.
Oh my God, yes. But I would have welcomed somebody to kind of, and you don't do it out publicly, chastise somebody.
Yeah.
Like, hey, here's slide into your DMs and say, hey, it's not
because they may not know.
Yeah,
sorry, that was my phone. But yeah, they may not genuinely know.
You're getting the grammar police at you right now.
God, they're at my door right now. Like, Franklin, you have a warrant for your arrest. But yeah, like, and they may not, they genuinely may not know that they're making an error, and so especially if it's coming from a place of love and just like, hey, this, you did this wrong, or
it's like, Jesus, oh man, I'm sorry for yeah, like, we make mistakes, and like the last episode, I know that we kept referring in the tall grass as Stephen King, and it was actually Joe Hill, his son. But I mean, it's like, we don't edit stuff out like that because it's real life. We make mistakes too.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just off the cuff, real conversation.
Yeah. We all have those Cuff FM moments.
Oh my God.
So we just gotta pick and choose, which ones are genuine and which ones are just.
Now, I know that I know you were kind of going on a little mini rant about the Karens of the world.
Oh my God, yes.
Now, careful, because I wasn't a Karen, but I was a protective mama bear when y'all were little.
You were a Yolanda. No, my mom's not a Yolanda, but
the Mexican equivalent to
to a Karen.
To a Karen. Well, I'm more than Mexican. Oh gosh, our ancestry DNA revealed so much more.
We're everything.
I know, your friend.
Everything except Antarctican.
One of your dear friends, you said that was like, geez, I'm just white. It's like, at least you, and she posted her results.
I think she was literally just 2 countries on there.
And you were like, Jewish,
Somalia,
Italian,
Mexico, Spain, Swahili. I don't know. That's a language.
Portugal, Mali. I mean, you were everything.
I was everything under the sun,
and even some
French.
That's
why I have this beautiful tan skin.
You have and that's why you and your brother, for being Latinos, are fairer skinned and are extremely tall.
Yeah, that is, and you mentioned that, and actually, since living here in Texas, or now that I live here in Texas, that's something I've noticed. I see a lot of Hispanic men, and they are a bit on the shorter side, and I'm always towering over them. I'm like, whoa, like, am I just a freak of nature?
Well, because you have more European influences and stuff, so that's why.
I'm that Anglo-Saxon blood.
I mean, it's like, yeah. You are that Anglo-Saxon blood.
I'm a wasp.
Oh, my word. Oh.
Oh, I follow this Instagram blog. And actually, let me pull it up right now because I definitely want to give it credit. And for those listening, you should go and follow it too. It is...
Oh gosh.
It's called it's Karen Clips with a Z. All one word. Karen Clips.
Clips with a Z. For all those Canadians and English people.
And I watch them. I hate Karens, but I love watching them get their just desserts. So this Instagram blog, is nothing but videos that you, just civilian videos is what you call them, like
everyday videos.
Everyday videos that people just kind of have interactions with these men and women. The men are called Kevins.
Oh, really?
Yes, the women's are Karens,
that.
and then there's a certain type of personality, and they're called the Kevin. It's when you're referring to a male Karen.
Oh God.
But these are hilarious. I think one video I saw, this lady was at a Nordstrom, and you don't really know the backstory. You just know that apparently this African American lady and this white woman, I guess they got into it, and
it's
it
a
was
wasp.
And I think
Let's
it was
get
because
PC here. It's a wasp.
And I think the whole issue was that the black lady called out Miss Karen.
Oh gosh.
And said, "Hey, you need to be wearing
Ebony
you need
and ivory don't live together in perfect harmony." No. So she called her out.
Yeah, she's like, "Ma'am, you're not wearing your mask." And this wasn't even a worker. She was just like somebody there shopping, and she's like, "Ma'am, you're not wearing your mask." So I guess that's how that fight started. And like somebody called the police, and so this is where the clip starts. You have Karen outside of Nordstrom, and then you have the police walking up to her. "Ma'am,
Nordstrom or Nordstrom Rack?"
I think it was Nordstrom Rack.
Okay, well, that explains a lot then. Okay.
She was like, "Are you going to go and get that lady in there who was hitting me and just telling me all kinds of profane names? She was calling me a C word."
Oh.
And she's like,
"See you next Tuesday."
And then the cops were like, "Well, actually, we got not just the lady, but other witnesses who were saying that you attacked her. You're violating my constitutional rights, and I don't have to wear a mask, and it is my God-given right. I'm a Christian lady." She brought the power of God into this conversation.
The power of Christ compels you.
She was compelled to tell her story. I'll tell you that. But yeah, she was going on and on and on and on, and it's just like, she's gonna get hers at the end.
I would. Well, as a business owner, I have the right to refuse you service.
So the cops were saying, "Ma'am, you're being detained, and we need to know your name." Oh. "I don't have to give you my name. Where does it say I have to give you my name?" I was like, "Well, ma'am, you're being detained, and so if you're claiming that you're the victim here, for us to investigate, we need to know your name." "Well, I'm not telling you my name," and so I guess
say my name,
and say it louder. So the female cop, she ends up talking to the dispatcher, and she gets the name of the lady from there, and she goes, "Oh," and so the female officer then calls her by that name, and she's like, "How do you know my name? Where'd you get my name?" "Well, ma'am, you told me your name a few moments ago." Oh. "No, I didn't. I never told you." "Yeah, you did, ma'am." So anyways, it just goes on and on and on.
Roll body cam.
This goes on and on and on.
Oh,
and finally, the male officer has had it. He literally turns her around, handcuffs her, and she starts screaming like, "Oh my God, what are you doing? I've never done anything wrong."
Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
But these are just hilarious, and it's one after the other. Just people who feel entitled.
Well, you said that you witnessed something that this woman was like really berating the poor customer service person, and it really wasn't their fault. It was just policy, and you posted it, and you were like, "It's just not right." I mean, I can understand getting upset, but effectively communicating, not just screaming.
So there was this other video. I did post this one on my Facebook stories, and it was a white woman. I don't know what it is. There's a sense of entitlement there for some people. Mm-hmm. But there was this white lady who was at a CVS or a Walgreens, something like that. And there was this Muslim, I think it was a female, this Muslim lady. And so this woman,
know she was Muslim?
Well, because you'd never see the person who's being attacked by this white lady, because she's behind the camera. Oh. But the white lady is referring to her garbs and the fact that she's dressed a certain way, and she's calling them this Muslim N-word. And this one's very, very
no,
it's just wrong.
I don't tolerate that. I mean, gosh, yeah, these words I hate.
And we don't hate white people. We don't hate white people. It's just there's a certain type of person who just feels entitled.
Yeah. They make it actually a point to it's like they wake up in the morning and go, yes, that's who I'm gonna just annihilate today.
Yeah.
It's like a goal. Mm-hmm. I mean, they literally, it's like something that they strive for.
Or it's just, and maybe it's just because these people have never been around other like minorities, and so because of maybe that lack of exposure, maybe they're just plain ignorant, and so I think a lot of it kind of stems from that too. That was my phone.
Oh my goodness! Will you put that thing on silent? I mean, it's disturbing.
I'm so popular.
My gosh! Yeah, you are. Let me tell you.
I'm turning it down. But anyway, so let me kind of fast forward. So this lady goes on and on and on, mm-hmm. saying horrible things to this Muslim lady, and so she's the one who calls the cops. This white lady calls the cops, and I'm gonna tell them that y'all are harassing me and y'all are doing all this and that and the other to me. The cops show up and they arrest her. Oh my. And she's over there crying, getting handcuffed, and it's like, oh my God, this is literally karma at its best. I love.
There is, watching. I think, of another YouTube channel called Fail Army. Where I've seen a few where like Karens of the world, like mm-hmm. the minute they just. They literally have been, yelling and stuff, and they walk out and boom, they get hit by something.
There's a big one. There's a big, and I don't know if you've seen it, but oh my God, it is so funny. This lady literally sticks her head into an Uber vehicle to speak to the passenger in the back. And she was like, you called me a bitch, and my kids can hear you, and or I forgot how it even goes, but like this lady just sticks her head into someone's car and she has the stupidest look on her face. She starts talking like she thinks she's gangster. And it was the passenger who says, ma'am, you need to calm down. Your kids can hear you. And she goes, my kids can't hear anything because they're in the back listening to Kids Bop. The Kids Bop Karen. Have you seen the video?
I think I have.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Oh my God! But she looks so demonic. Like
it's like
it's that sense of entitlement. I tell you, it's the sense of entitlement.
Oh my God, that poor Uber driver.
Yeah, and the Uber driver literally had nothing to do with anything.
Taken off.
Literally.
It's like it's okay. She'll get her head out of that window the minute the wheels start turning.
More power to these people who have the patience, because I would not.
Oh,
I would call a Karen out, and I will have a few words with her.
Oh gosh, man, I never really was.
She'd be walking home bald, because I'd be snatching that wig.
Snatching that wig. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. So that's what our
gripes are.
That's what our gripes are. Aside from that, no, I don't think I've ever experienced personally a Karen.
I have.
I mean, in real life.
Because I also...
I think I would have been exorcise the demon. Exorcise that demon. Walk into the light. There's peace and serenity in the light. From what movie's that? Oh, come on. You've seen this movie.
Wait. Say that again.
It goes, walk into the light. There's peace and serenity in the light.
Is this Baby Mama?
No. They're here.
Poltergeist.
Yes. Yes.
I've never seen that movie.
Oh God! And then of course, The Power of Christ Compels You is from which movie?
Exorcist.
Yeah,
I've seen that one.
God.
Wait, is it from Exorcist?
Yes, William Peter Blatty. Yeah, when they're both, Karis and Father Merrick. Mm-hmm. He's like, the power of Christ compels.
Linda Blair, the original Karen.
Oh God! Oh my God!
The ultimate Karen.
She was. Let me tell you, when that head spun around, I'd be like, oh.
She was like, I want to talk to all the managers, 360.
She just, you, and you, and you, and the one behind me too. Yeah, you.
Oh my God. But yeah, so Karens and people who just don't want to spell correctly.
Hug a tree. Take a deep breath the next time you feel your inner Karen's gonna just, just explode. Mm-hmm. Take a moment take a deep breath,
Mm-hmm.
like ASMR.
Yes. And that is how we're going to conclude our today's podcast.
Actually, we're not concluding yet.
Wait, what do you mean?
I was like, what do you mean? Excuse me, who is the host? Trying to take my job from me? No, I was going to say hug a tree, breathe, reboot, go home, light a candle, and then wake up the next day to birds singing in your window.
Oh, no, I hate birds.
So, oh gosh, I know.
For me, it would have to be Teddy waking up next to me in bed.
No, I remember you posted that in your backyard. Why were there so many grackles?
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what it is about my backyard. They love it.
This is random, you know.
It's a pool party back. I don't know. Maybe they're having they're calling the neighborhood birds like, hey, yeah, we have some worms over here.
I mean, it looked like a scene out of Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. I was like, oh my God.
The whole lawn was just covered in birds.
And you just looked back there and you were like, whoa.
Well, I think I tapped on the glass eventually and they all scattered. But I was like, what the hell was back there?
But I mean, what did you hear them or something?
No, I didn't hear them. They were actually being very quiet. Because this was in the evening.
Birds.
Yeah, right. An oxymoron if I ever heard one.
It was a murder of crows. That's actually a group of crows is called a murder.
And
the more you know.
And then a group of grackles is just the south side.
Oh gosh, yes, they'll jack you for a sandwich.
Literally.
Bologna and cheese.
Oh my
sandwich.
gosh! Speaking of grackles and south side birds and having attitude, I was literally driving down the road here on the south side, and I kid you not, one of these grackles literally just walked as slowly as possible across the road, and I stopped the car. I got so close to this bird, it didn't even fly away. It was just like, I have the right of way. Know your traffic laws.
Oh my
It could not be bothered. I was like, oh my God, they have the nerve.
It's kind of like in Hawaii and Maui, we had Franklins.
You would have just ran over the bird.
I would have been like 50 points. All right, 50 points. It's Death Race 2000.
Oh my God.
No, but yeah, I was like, I parked at HEB one morning early. And I went to go do grocery shopping, and I'm like, holy crap. And first of all, I parked under a tree. So when I came back out of my car,
oh no,
it was like covered in
It was
shit.
snowy.
It was, oh my. And I was like, man, I had run out of the windshield wiper fluid. So I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, you got your Christmas early. You had a winter wonderland.
I had to go. I was like, because I did. I went to go put the windshield wiper fluid, and I'm like, fuck. And it's like, it's
It just
spreading
made
the
it worse.
I was like, dang. I had to go buy a bottle of water just to kind of get. I couldn't see anything. I'm like,
you know what's really bad is that their poop is acidic, so it'll literally strip the paint off your car if you leave it on there.
If you leave it on too much, yeah. And I had to go to Mr. Bubbles to get my car washed. In that one spot, it turned kind of like orangey. I was like, damn fucking birds, man.
Apparently, and this is something someone told me, but I don't know if this is correct or not, but apparently the grackles here don't sleep. They're 24/7 awake.
What?
Or if they do sleep, it's literally an hour maybe.
They sleep with one eye open?
Yeah, probably. Because
they park their asses on power lines.
You find them in every HEB.
And it's oh man, I'm gonna try to find that video. It was like the entrance of HEB was covered in grackles. I'm like,
for anyone who might not know what HEB is, who's not a native to the South Side,
no,
or
native to
Texas, HEB is basically like our.
It's like Florida's equivalents to Publix
or Shaw's or Hannaford's, for people up in the Northeast,
in Maine, and for Safeway for everybody else. But yeah, or Kroger's.
Yeah,
but it's actually. HEB stands for Henry E. Butts. That's the name of the person. But they actually have a big loyalty, and they're
big here.
They're really big, yeah. But great stuff. But no, Anyway.
So the grackles.
Yeah, the grackles. Oh gosh. Well, anyway, this is what you get when you tune in to listen to Mishmash Soup. You get the randomness of just what pops into our mind because we go off on tangents left, right, and center.
There's nothing wrong with it, though.
I know.
We love it.
We love going off.
We love a mishmash soup.
Yes. And mishmash is in the dictionary. And no.
So look that up on your phone.
Well, mishmash is kind of like a potpourri. Mm-hmm. But anyway, until next time, folks. Thank you for stopping by and listening to my random stream of consciousness. And as always, contact info will be in the show notes. And you can always follow The Classy Queer at Instagram, The Classy Queer. Wait, no, is it The
oh my God, you're trying to plug me in, girl. It's The Classy Queer, all one word.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
Okay, that's all right. The link will be in the show notes, so you'll be able to go and follow him there and look at all his little information.
Beauty tips, beauty information, anything beauty related.
Until then,